In this video, we're going to look at what drives people in their workplace. Specifically, this is not a video which is made as a video lesson, but I thought it would be good to add this in, and this is a previous lesson which I've done in previous years, and it should also help with your Lesson 7 individual behavior assignment. So let's continue on with some ideas, and I'd encourage you to pause before you get the answers to these questions and answer them on your own. What inspires people to work hard? Again, pause and think. Here are some answers from previous students. Success, money, promotion, passion, power, being better than everyone else, and self-satisfaction, great leaders. What is required for job success? Again, pause and think about this. Again, from previous students, reward, planning in order to reach, teamwork, success, to have to know what you're leading for or working towards, motivation, working hard, time management, leaders, and goals. Just going back to that one idea, I always find this one, most students will come up with this one here, that money inspires people to work hard, and while it can be a great motivator, it will only motivate to a certain extent. Generally speaking, you can find articles that will discuss this, of why money is not necessarily the best motivator, and number two, that even if you get a raise, that generally speaking, the extent of which people are inspired to work will maybe only last about 6 months, and then after that time, it's done. And then they're back to where they used to be. The motivation is changed to other things. So let's take a look at what actually drives people. This lesson is focused on understanding people at work. Specifically, we look at the importance of human capital. For managers and organizations of all types and sizes, a critical pathway towards performance improvement is better mobilization and unlocking the great potential of human talent. In order for human capital to have an impact on organizational performance, it must be supported, nurtured, and allowed to work to its best advantage. And finally, in addition to these observations, scholars Jeffrey Pfeffer and Charles O'Reilly believe that too many organizations underperform because they operate with great untapped hidden value in human resources. They fail to take full advantage of the talent they already have available. So what you can take away from this as a leader, manager, and potential business owner is that human capital and motivating your employees is extremely important because that's where the value in your business is. Organizational behavior, also known as OB, is the study of individuals and groups and organizations. There are many parts of social science which studies the behavior of people. One contingency issue in organizational behavior is the person-to-person job fit. The key to success or efficiency is ensuring that the person and the job fit. It means that they match. So how do we do that? I always find this one interesting. Even if you sign a contract with somebody, there's something in the background which is called psychological contracts. This is a set of individual expectations about the employment relationship. Separate from the written contract, ideal work situation occurs when psychological contract is considered to be fair. Balance between individual contributions and inducements. Let's just talk about psychological contracts. For myself, I look at it as, yeah, I've signed a contract as a teacher, but at the same time, in my mind, I've got my own goals set out. I enjoy working hard and providing students with additional things like extracurriculars and DECA. I've been a coach in previous years for rugby. I've run math contests, helped mark them. So it's not just about the contract that I've written up with my employer, but sometimes I'm driven internally. I want my students to do better. I want them to learn. And I've got a big picture that, education isn't necessarily about marks, but it's about learning and the things that we learn. So that's my psychological contract. One time I got to the end of a tenancy with it, and a tenant, at the end of 2 years, I couldn't understand why she kept on paying about 1 week late. And I asked her the question nearing the end of the contract, and she said, well, that's because that's when I get paid. So despite having a written contract that said that rent was due at the end of the month, She always paid late, and she never really communicated this with me. This was a psychological contract on her terms, where she figured, okay, psychologically, I don't get paid until the first week of the month, and therefore I don't need to pay rent until that time. So here's how it works. Here's the individual. They have serving organization needs. They put in effort, time, creativity, loyalty, and commitment. So these are the things that are contributed by the individual to the organization. This is a cycle, and the organization serves the needs of the individual. Pay, training, benefits, opportunities, respect, and security. These are what we call inducements. So it's this cycle where the individual provides the needs of the organization, and the organization in turn provides the inducements back to the individual. Now, it's not just about that. What really motivates people could be the quality of work life, the overall quality of human experience in the workplace. The importance is that life in and out of the company affects personal behavior and attitude, which we also get to see in later units. We get to see that sometimes factors outside of the workplace affect how people work, and that not everything that you do inside the company you have control of. If somebody comes in and they look very depressed, it could be because there's something going on in their personal life, or it could be something that is happening inside the company. So it's always good to investigate and ask them how they're doing. Personality traits can be really big too. Personality is considered to be the profile of characteristics making a person unique from others. These traits affect the job fit. So here's some examples of the big 5 personal traits. Extroversion. It's the degree to which someone is outgoing, sociable, and assertive. Agreeableness is the degree to which someone is good-natured, cooperative, and trusting. We've got consciousness. Consciousness is the degree to which someone is responsible, dependable, and careful. Emotional stability is the degree to which someone is relaxed, secure, and unworried. And finally, for the big 5, we have openness, which is the degree to which someone is curious, open to new ideas, and imaginative. While these are considered to be the big 5 traits, some textbooks will extend to end up having 10, including the locus of control, authoritarianism, problem-solving style, Machiavellianism, I probably pronounced that one not quite right, and self-monitoring. So what you do get from this is that there could be more than just these 5. What's your personality? Well, here's some tests which you can do. Truity.com provides several different types of personality tests. I'm encouraging you to complete these 2 and record your results, as they are going to be needed for the Lesson 7 individual behavior assignment. So there's the Big 5 personality test and a Myers-Briggs personality type test. So this one will end up taking quite a bit more time, and the reality is you may have already done this test in careers and civics, possibly, depending upon the teacher. So what do you get from this? You should get that what inspires people to work might not necessarily be money. That 2, there are psychological contracts at work. 3, that we're trying to create a job fit between the employer and the job, and that fit is dependent upon traits. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you find this useful. If you have any questions, drop me an email, or again, throw some questions up into the Google Classroom stream. Enjoy for now.